And on that note, let's bring up our next comic, Domenic Padulo. Let's make some noise, everybody.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. How's it going, live studio audience? Yeah! More importantly, how's it going, internet? God, I thought I was just like walking into some show at some bar I had never heard of. Turns out I'm in the sprawl. Of the 12 people watching right now, 3 are really happy that I tried to make a William Gibson reference. The other 9 are just pissed that I got it wrong. I would be with the other 9. So, to answer the question that is on the tip of all of your tongues, because I know that this is what you're wondering, I'm just going to come out and say, no, I am not Jewish. Lots of people think that. I get asked that a lot. People come up to me often, they're like, hey, are you Jewish? And I always feel like I'm letting them down when I say no, right? Like, it's just like anticlimactic when I tell them that I'm Italian-Canadian instead, which is almost the same thing, but not quite. Like, it's on me for feeling disappointed when I explain my ethnic makeup to people, but they should really, like, take a step back and look at themselves for thinking that I'm Jewish when I look too Jewish to actually be Jewish. Right? Like, I look like my racist Aunt Rosie's idea of what a Jewish person should look like. I look like somebody that she would call a Jaime. I look like the busboy from the Osteria that's going undercover at the deli to make sure that their soup's not as good. And then reporting back on his findings to Uncle Mario. Yeah, I'm Italian and I have an Uncle Mario. Go fuck yourself. He's not even the one with the bakery that got blown up by the mob. Oh, I'm sorry. He's not even the one with the bakery that had an accident on Christmas because they wouldn't carry a specific brand of gelato. There's no such thing as the mob, you guys. Just honest, hard-working Italians that blow up your bakery on Christmas if you won't carry a certain brand of gelato. My family is from Canada, which means I spent a lot of time there growing up. It also means I have a cousin who lost an eye in a hockey fight. We didn't have MTV over in Canada. Instead, we had a channel called Much Music, which, in case you're not familiar with it, is pretty much the same thing as MTV, except TRL was hosted by a moose instead of Carson Daly. And 120 Minutes was hosted by a goose. Until I was in high school, I thought that goose was a member of Sonic Youth. I thought that goose was Thurston Moore. When I was in college, I realized that you can replace any member of Sonic Youth, save for Kim Gordon, with a goose, and they'll still sound just like Sonic Youth. But if you swap in 2 geese, then they sound like a Sonic Youth side project. They sound like Sonic Goose. This is gonna shock you, but I was the victim of bullying when I was in high school. I'm from New England, though, so I didn't have, like, the typical kind of, like, beat you up and take your lunch money kind of bully, right? I had, like, a much weirder, more repressed kind. Like, I used to get called names like Four Eyes and Book Faggot, and now I work in a bookstore. No, like, a gang of ruffians in Lacoste shirts and J. Crew khakis, they threw my backpack into the girls' locker room. And, like, I had to go back in there and get it because my copy of the Pulp Fiction screenplay that I bought with a Barnes & Noble gift card was in there. Right, so are you following here? My bullies gave me a reason, not just an excuse, a reason to go into the girls' locker room. So I went into the girls' locker room, and then I fucked all of their girlfriends. I have to say things like that because I was bullied for being a nerd, and now I'm just a nerd bully, right? Like, I can't be manlier than the bro bros, but I can make the bro bros feel bad, like feel kind of dumb about the things that they like. Like, I'm 25. I was talking to a 26-year-old bro the other day. Told me that his favorite author is Chuck Palahniuk. Yeah, that Chuck Palahniuk. The guy that wrote Fight Club and a whole bunch of books that are not Fight Club. And Fight Club 2, which is now a comic book because he finally figured out that his audience isn't so good at reading books. Right? Like, but I could have tried to bond with this bro, right? Because Chuck Palahniuk was my favorite author once when I was 14. When I was 14 years old, I read all of that fucker's books, and I was like, these are all the same, but each one is less good than the last. This is like J.K. Rowling for Hot Topic. It's like Adam Sandler for the goths. But like, I didn't bond over our common ground. It just occurred to me that I am 12 years smarter than that guy when he is 1 year older than me IRL. That's me talking down to what I perceive to be his level of intelligence. Right? Like, it's okay because he doesn't invite me to his parties. They would be my parties if I went because I'm just the shit, but he probably feels so threatened by my intellect. And the fact that my penis is referred to as infinite jest. It's acclaimed, but nobody can ever seem to get through the whole thing. And the footnotes are my balls. All right, I'm Domenic Padulo. You do not have to read Infinite Jest. If you do, you're not smarter. You are just that much closer to dying because it's a long-ass book. All right, thank you.
Give it up one more time for Domenic Padulo. Hell yeah.